Guys, how are you? Welcome to the Gold Coast Locals podcast. We're here in Tatter Avenue, Main Beach, on the Gold Coast, just kicking back, and we're going to have a bit of a chat with one of our local people who've been around for quite a long time, as we've just been saying. Yeah, so I've got Bruce Tour with me today, and we're here just to have a little bit of a chat about Bruce's new venture, the Fish Grotto, which has just come online here in Tatter Avenue, and it's fish and chips we haven't had for a long time, Bruce.
That's right, Len. Well, the idea originally was to create a decent takeaway seafood fish and chip place, principally. People were looking for takeaway fish and chips. And of course we do burgers as well, and then we also have gelati ice creams, because we lost our gelati place when Baskin and Robbins moved out some years ago.
Yes.
And so there's definitely a demand for that as well, which we found out with the kids and also the mums and dads. But the principal driving force was the fish and chips.
Yep.
And that has proven to be a real hit.
Yeah.
And so we've now graduated to doing burgers as well. But within the fish and chip concept, obviously, we now do daily specials where we can bring in, good quality, fish of different varieties, which
Yep.
people love. And so, yeah, it's only been open, 6 weeks,
Yep.
but going very well.
Yeah, well, as we know, we talked about, you and I have been in this area for a long period of time, so we've seen evolution happen from when it was very busy.
Yes.
And we're back in the, people always relate back to the indie days and
That's
say,
right.
oh, Tatter Avenue was this and this and this, but it's had legs for a long time, Tatter Avenue, and
Yes.
we've gone through the evolution of those takeaway shops and that sort of thing, and my personal belief is that this is something that our community really needs, is
Yes.
a good takeaway shop and, and that sort of
That's
stuff.
right. Yes, exactly. And, it's not a huge venue, but one of the other advantages is that we do have a liquor license, so we're able to serve beer and wine on tap, which people love. If they're waiting for their fish and chips, they can sit down and have a glass of wine or a beer. And but a lot of people have taken advantage of the outdoor dining area here to sit and enjoy their fish and chips and have a drink while they're doing it.
Yep.
And I think the other thing is that what we're doing with our product, everything is biodegradable and disposable. So we're not dealing with lots of plates and knives and forks, and so from that point of view, it's ecologically sound as well.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, that's excellent. And you're like fish and chips. I mean, as I said, you know how successful it was for the other old fish and chip shops. And
yes.
Did that have influence over your decision to go fish and chips?
Definitely. And I think that if you look at the Gold Coast per se, there's probably about half a dozen to maybe 8 fish and chip shops spread across the various suburbs of the Gold Coast, and they've all been flourishing and doing well. And I think it's just become a very popular product with people. I don't think it's ever been unpopular, but I think these days, if you can do good quality seafood associated with other products, it's definitely a good recipe.
Yeah. I think during the COVID process too, we got to understand that takeaway wasn't gone,
No, that's right.
It grew, didn't it? Like,
yes.
So many people were standing in the streets waiting to get their takeaways and get not their fish and chips because
that's
it wasn't
right.
here. But, takeaway still has that strength and that growth, and
yes.
I even think with, like your Uber Eats and those sorts of things and everything like that.
Yes.
So are those things, is that something that you'll look at?
Well, yes, definitely. We are looking at that at the moment. We're looking at Uber Eats as well as Menu Log. I was a little hesitant in the first instance because there are some quite expensive, costs associated with that. But I think, yes, there are. And so from that point of view, a lot of people have resisted perhaps. But with the holiday market here and a lot of people occupying high-rise buildings, and particularly kids sitting up there, with their mums and dads, we've now decided that yes, Uber Eats and Menu Log would be part of the system.
Right.
One of the other influencing factors, obviously, with COVID was to do takeaway place because there's a certain safety in that, if you like.
And you never know if that's going to come back or not.
Well, that's right. That's very true. Yeah. So we're trying to do a comprehensive, business here, which hopefully people will. Enjoy over a long period of time.
No, excellent. And what about produce? You were saying that you're getting fresh stuff in all the time.
Yes.
We've got daily changes. So.
Yes, we are. We've got our basic menu, which is our basic fish and chips. which people enjoy, but there are a variety of good seafood providers. We've got our trawler basin down here at Southport, which also can provide a variety of product from time to time, you know, Moreton Bay bugs and all sorts of prawns and all sorts of things like that. And then we've got people, we're now dealing with people like Charis, who are able to provide us with, and they're a long-standing company here on the Gold Coast, and they're providing us with some very nice product like yellowfin tuna, fresh flathead fillets, kingfish, red emperor, and they're just a few of the products that are good as a daily special because they're not always readily available. But we do, as a base, we always keep our barramundi, snapper, our dory as our basic fish, our salmon, which people love, and then of course we do sweet potato chips as well as the normal chips because a lot of people enjoy the sweet potato chips because they're deemed to be a bit healthier. So apparently.
Well, we know how popular seafood and that sort of stuff is on the Gold Coast. I mean, if the trawlers are out, I don't know how people find out whether the trawlers are out. I go for a bike ride every morning and I'll be down here and all of a sudden there'll be 400 people standing at the trawlers and no one will come back. So
it's developed into a big business.
Exactly. So the fresh seafood, and as you said, Charis has been known for on the Gold Coast for seafood for a long time. So, no, that's excellent. So do you do specials or what's the plan with the menu?
We're now looking at kids menu as well.
Excellent.
You know, because I think with school holiday periods, you know, that's something that you know, parents look for as well. We try to keep our prices at reasonable levels as much as we can, and of course with the fluctuating prices of seafood, obviously that's not always that easy, but our basic products we're trying to keep them, and we seem to have pleased people with our pricing structure, so then obviously our fresh salad business is a developing area for us as well. We're looking at the various products, other things like Moreton Bay bug rolls, prawn rolls, you know, ready to eat products that when we get to the summer months we'll open earlier. So a lot of the tradies that would like to come in and get something mid-morning, you know, the burgers have been proven to be popular. And so, but not only that, they can buy a bug roll or a prawn roll, you know, so it's ready to eat.
Well, I don't know that there's too many other places in Tedder where you can actually grab a hamburger anymore, is there?
No
way. So it's good to see that sort of stuff. It gives it variety back too. You know?
That's right.
People who don't want to go and sit down, but they still want to have a good feed. You know,
that's right.
I think one of the things that me coming in here for the first time, I love the fit out. I love how it looks and how it feels and everything like that.
Well, there was a bit of fun, and I wanted to create something that had that nautical feel, and as well as doing what is popular in terms of the Hampton fit out. The whole place is brand new from the back door right through to the front door. All brand new equipment. We had a few delays with COVID getting some of the equipment in, but we didn't spare any expense in terms of the fit out and all the brand new equipment that's in here. So
no, it looks great. And I know you've got some great people behind the counter looking after everyone when they come in as well.
Lynn, who's ex-Qantas girl, who's very efficient. They all are. And Donna, who is a qualified teaching. She teaches cooking, so she's been an asset as well. So those two girls are running the front of house, and then Marcin, my head chef, and Jason, our second chef, are both excellent chefs with a lot of experience.
Excellent. I know the feedback that I've received in relation to the food that's coming out is excellent. And I think the other thing that catches a lot of people without people actually knowing as a takeaway shop is you can actually sit down and have a beer or a glass of wine.
That's right.
Or something like that while you're waiting for your fish and chips.
Exactly.
How cool is that?
That's been very, very popular.
I think that's a great concept. I think that's one of the little niche things that you bring to a new venue, and it's really cool.
Well, having been in the village for just on 40 years and having had experience, obviously, with when I built Toolies originally, you get a feel for what people are looking for. And I think Main Beach itself is having quite a renaissance. I think COVID certainly contributed to that because a lot of people coming here from Sydney and Melbourne that perhaps have owned properties here before and now instead of renting them out, they're coming up and moving here.
And moving here,
which is great.
That's what I was going to say to you. What's your feel? Because as I said, we've been in Main Beach for a long time. What's your feel of where Tedder Avenue is today. A lot of people say, oh, it's coming back, you know, it's doing this and doing that. But I think Tedder Avenue's always had a vibe about it anyway.
Of course it has, Len.
You know?
And the other thing that people have got to remember is that as like a village atmosphere here, not only do you have the Broadwater if you want to go boating, we've got the Southport Yacht Club right there,
Yep.
And as well as that you've got your beautiful beaches on the same doorstep, so
Yeah.
you're not having to travel any distance to enjoy the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love, people say to me, you know, oh, you've lived here for a long time, but as I say, I love where I live.
Yeah.
I don't drive a car, hardly ever do I.
Yeah.
I've got a car, but I don't drive it if I don't have to.
That's right.
I've got my push bike, I'd rather
Yep.
travel around on the push bike.
That's right.
You know, so I think that village atmosphere that's been
Yes.
created here and that sort of thing is really good. And I think, you know, like your new venue and what you're doing here is enhancing that even
Thank
more.
you.
So
Thank you.
no, thank you from the community to you, and it's really cool that, you know, you've taken the step and done this, and
Thank you.
look
Yeah.
forward to coming down here and having a beer and eating
Good.
some fish and chips.
All right, thank you, Len.
No worries, good to see
Thanks
you.
very
Thanks,
much.
Bruce. Thanks
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Pleasure.
Thanks, guys. So get on down to the Fish Grotto down here in Tedder Avenue at Main Beach. Come and check out Bruce if he's around. Otherwise, just grab a beer and a glass of wine and pull up a chair. So thanks for listening. Fish Grotto, Main Beach, Tedder Avenue. Have a great day, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you.